still can't find a way. But if I work it one more day, I might just break the chain. I might just break the chain. I might just break the chain.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy LTD, aka Living the Dream, and today I'm going to talk about something a little different. I'm not going to talk about the gameplay. I do fairly well. I go 67 and I believe 24, and we win, and it's on interchange, and it probably would have been even better if my team would have kept flipping spawns, but it is what it is. But I'm not going to talk about the game. I'm not going to talk about anything, about to be honest with you. I thought I'd start talking about something, maybe a little bit more personal, or maybe talk about other shit. But today I'm going to talk about, since I never really have one, and everyone should know by now if you've seen my videos before, that stands for Living the Dream. But I'm going to talk about how that came to be and how I kind of got into COD and kind of my gaming past. So we'll first start off with my name, LTD06. Okay, LTD obviously stands for Living the Dream. That's why I say it right after in my introduction that I say after. Now 06, I've had in my gamer tags my entire life for Xbox, and that's just been my number throughout all my sports. I've had it since, I believe, in mainly baseball. I should say in baseball I have 06, or just 6 I should say. So I've had that pretty much my entire life since I was probably 12 years old in traveling baseball. And for people who don't know, my name is Nick. I'm 24. I'm from Minnesota, about 15 minutes south of Minneapolis, or downtown. Everyone seems to know that, or the Twin Cities, whatever you want to call it. That includes St. Paul. And for my English friends from Triple V Gaming, if you don't know where Minnesota is, it's directly in the middle of the state, but along the Canadian border. So there you go. That's a little bit about me and how I got into gaming. I'm going to answer that. I started off when I was really, really young. I begged my parents for a Super Nintendo. We didn't have a ton of money growing up, so it was a really, really big ordeal. And back then, gaming consoles cost a lot. And yeah, so I got Super Nintendos where I started. And I believe my first game ever was Donkey Kong, the original, and then, well, not the original, but the original on Super Nintendo. And then my second one would have been Mario Kart. Now, if anyone ever wanted to play me in Mario Kart, I fucking would dominate you in Super Nintendo Mario Kart. There is no one that can beat me. I fucking played that for days, and there was not a lot of kids in my neighborhood, so it really, I only had a couple, about 2 kids in my entire fucking neighborhood, and I lived right next to the, so I had a lot of time to play a lot of Super Nintendo, and I was obsessed in this. I immediately got obsessed. I would play that game over and over and over again, and I think by the time my Super Nintendo gaming was over, I still only had like maybe 5 games, because we didn't have a lot of money, and so I knew I made everyone in Mario Kart. If I wanted to play different games, sometimes we would rent games from the video store and shit like that, so I'd get a little bit of variance. And Donkey Kong was definitely. Oh, I had Super Mario Brothers as well, the first one that came out for Super Nintendo. That's what it's called, Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, and that's from there. That's where I started, and then I was a huge Nintendo guy, by the way. Then I skipped the 64, the N64, and I went to GameCube, which I thought was an underrated system. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I had a lot of fun with it. I couldn't afford an Xbox. It was too much money at the time. I didn't play a lot of PlayStation. The N64, we didn't get that. I usually played at a friend's house. I had a couple of friends that had N64s, and but eventually we got the GameCube when it came out, and we got about a year after it actually came out. And that was another like begging of the parents, because I was pretty young when that came out as well, and I absolutely loved that thing. And the reason why, because I absolutely love Nintendo games. I loved all the Mario games. I had Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Kart for that. I had Smash Brothers. I had all sorts of shit. That's where I built my games up. I had a shit ton of Nintendo games. I also was huge. I wasn't into COD, and I wasn't into really first-person shooters. I did like Bond, obviously, like N64. That game was fucking amazing, and I had friends that had that, so whenever I had a chance to play, that thing was awesome. But for the majority of the time, I played a lot of Madden. I was a huge sports guy. Madden, NHL, NBA, but mainly Madden, and I can work anyone on Madden, even today. Okay, even fucking today, I could beat anyone in Madden at any time. You challenge me, I'll play you. I haven't played Madden in God, must be 6 months to a year right now, and I guarantee I could pick it up and still beat you. That's how good I am at it. But after that, I didn't really touch Xbox, to be honest with you. Not a lot of my friends had Xboxes, and you know, I was I was really big into sports. I played baseball and basketball almost year round. Did a lot of training and shit. I skied. Since I live in Minnesota, we got snow, so I skied a lot as well. And I really didn't get into Xbox until my freshman year of college. Actually, yeah, a long time. And that wasn't even the Xbox. That was the 360. So yeah, again, you see me shifting systems. And I didn't own it. I had a buddy of mine, Jason Hatch, who lived in the dorm room, who actually went out, I think it was after winter break freshman year, and just spent like $1,000 on the 360. He bought the 360, he bought, I think he ended up getting 4 controllers. He bought NCAA, which was a great game. We used to be obsessed with things. We had to pick a team that wasn't like one of the top tier teams, and we had to try and get them to the national championship. And my team was Toledo. And the reason why I picked Toledo was because my grandpa graduated from the University of Toledo. And so I ended up picking that team, and everyone else had their various teams. And I was pretty good at that game as well. And then we played that, second semester freshman year. And then he ended up transferring to Bemidji State. And so sophomore year, my roommate, we moved into a house, my roommate Logan Maher ended up getting an Xbox 360, and we didn't know at the time, like, I fucking didn't know like what the different things were on Xbox 360. I wasn't really paying attention because I still had my fucking GameCube, and he ended up getting the arcade version of the 360, and we thought we could connect to the internet, so we even went back to the fucking store where he bought it, and we're like, why isn't this connecting to the internet? Like, oh, it's the arcade version. And I was like, well, that's fucking stupid. Why the hell would you build a gaming system that can't connect to the internet? So we ended up playing that and shit, and yeah, I got into that. We played and I was a huge Halo guy. So that's where he got his first game. He got was Halo 3, and so we just played, me, Matty P, my other roommate, and Logan would just play against each other on Halo 3, and I had a blast with that shit. And so I was really big into Halo. I was like, that was like one of the first shooters that I really got into. So we played a lot of Halo, and I was like, Halo's the shit. And COD to me was like, well, it's poopy and whatever, and I wasn't big into COD. And then eventually, my sophomore year, oh yeah, because then he ended up leaving school after first semester sophomore year. And so for Christmas, I begged my parents if I could get a 360, and they ended up buying me and my brother a 360. I got the Halo from Logan's since he moved out, because he ended up selling his Xbox. He didn't need it anymore. And so I got the 360, and then all I played was like Madden and Halo and NHL 08. I was ranked on top 20 in NHL 08, so if you want to play me in NHL 08, my buddies actually created it into a drinking game to play. And so yeah, that was what I was mainly into. I was huge into sports games, Halo 3, and that was about it. I didn't think anything about COD. And actually my brother, COD, Modern Warfare, the original COD 4, and he's like, dude, you have to try this game out. And I was like, nah, fuck it, Halo. Halo's a shit, and Call of Duty is shitty, you know. Look at that thing, it's stupid. Like, the graphics on Halo at the time were so much better than, to me at least, were better than Call of Duty. It wasn't the best first-person shooter in the world, and so to play Halo, I could actually, you know, not be a good shot. And I got better as Halo got along. And eventually, probably during that summer something, or the following year, my brother got me World at War, and I was like, fine, I'll play it. And I started playing with him, and I completely shifted. It completely like blew my mind. I was like, I gotta play this. This is Call of Duty is. I made a big mistake. I was like, Call of Duty is a lot better than Halo. Sorry, all you Halo fans, but I loved Call of Duty and World at War. So that's my original game. I've only played, I think, Call of Duty 4 maybe 3 or 4 times in itself, and I absolutely sucked, and I was like, whatever. And I was pretty good at World at War. I won't lie. I wasn't too bad at it. And I liked World at War, and I still think it's one of the most underrated Call of Duty games out there. I thought it was a blast. I thought it was fair. I liked the kill streaks. I liked the guns. I liked the kind of throwback and shit like that. And so that's why that was my first ever actual owning of a Call of Duty game. And from there, it just kind of kept on going. I eventually got Modern Warfare 2, which to this day, you know, I was a huge, you know, camper, but you kind of had to be. Like, I wouldn't go for it. We never went for nukes originally. Like, you look at my KD, it fucking sucked. It took me, God knows how long in Modern Warfare 2 to get to the final prestige and the final levels and shit like that. And the ACR was my gun, and I used UM, which was typical. And eventually, like over the summer, because I used to share it with my roommates all the time, and we'd split timing and shit like that. And I got better at it as the more I played it, and that's what I did. And so I ended up, you know, going for nukes and shit, and I camp hard with a thermal scope on the sniper rifle. So that's how I really got into it. I really liked Black Ops. That's one of my favorite of all time. It probably is even above this game. I do like this game, don't get me wrong. But that will be for my next gameplay. I'll talk more about what I want to see from Treyarch, what I want to see in Black Ops 2, and what, you know, and shit that hopefully they'll change from Modern Warfare 3 that Treyarch will get right, and that Activision, or, you know, I shouldn't say Activision, Infinity Ward has screwed up on Modern Warfare 3, not screwed up, but, you know, should change, but they can't really now. We're 2 friends this season. So I hope you like my gaming background. That's kind of a little background on me. Next episode will be about hopefully what Blops 2 will bring out. This is LTD. Everyone keep on living the dream. Peace.